Look at that. We're live for another Joking Adventure Hour. This is Wednesday, August 12th, 2026. Hello to X Rumble and BitChute. Hello to Lurkers and Bots. Hello to the chat. Hello to George.
Greetings, everybody. Greetings.
We stream every night because the stories are real, but the news, they be fake.
Oh, yeah.
Before we jump in, be sure you get a copy of The Immortal Mask, a 200-page graphic novel on sale now on my website, Dinales.com, also at CriticalBlast.com, and as well as Amazon.com, or any retailers you would like. Just ask for it.
Everywhere on the planet.
Yes.
Except Timbuktu.
No, also that.
Oh, okay.
But they pay extra because they're far away. Jumping in, DFF, Elon Musk's introduction as the new owner of UK. The ending. All right. I mean, he does make more money than the UK right now.
Yeah. And pretty soon Canada.
Oh, yeah. If he buys the UK, he'll own Australia and Canada. And a bargain deal.
Yeah, that's right. By default.
Yeah.
Autonomous, baby! Ah!
There you go.
You know, I believe all that. I don't think it's AI.
You know, I all I see is Mike Myers looking at this and saying, "Oh yes, I can make an Austin Power 4, and I don't have to get out of my jammies."
Yeah, and Elon's the bad guy.
The new bad guys. All right, let's see. Where did we leave off? Okay. Oh yeah. So let's go here. I think we left off here last night. All right, Eric, it's official. The red state of Florida has been confirmed as the safest, largest state in the. It's not largest, large state in the country. Major City Chief Association data. 50%, negative 50% homicide in Miami. Other large states has multiple times the homicides as Florida comparable cities do. We are the law and order. Say, hey, yeah, you notice the more that illegal aliens are taken away and deported, the lower crime statistics happen. Gee, that's so interesting, George. What's your?
DeSantis is doing a lot of different things right now. I think he's just testing the waters.
Mm-hmm. Laura Chance. Oh, so this is why she's freezing her eggs. And she's talking about the breakup between Alexandra Ocasio-Cortez from Riley Roberts.
And she's choosing service over live.
You know, that's not going to end up well for her. You know why?
Because?
Hey, here's Breitbart. Actress Allison Jennings, who played the press secretaries in West Wing, best known for that role, talks about never having children and being surprised by the closing of her fertility windows. I was under the impression that women could have children or kids until they were 50 or something. The first I heard that I wouldn't be able to have kids at 40 something was in this fraternity doctor's office. She was like, The odds are not in your favor. She says she was lonely in her long-term relationship with men who did not want to have children with her, and now her source of true love is dogs.
You know, you have to work down, what's it called? You have to manage your expectations. As you get older, your expectations get less and less.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's all about the bones.
I mean, sometimes you sometimes you just she fell for the stupid psychological operation of, hey, be a career woman, don't have kids, get a job, be an independent woman.
Yeah, get into an alligator costume.
Dudes posting their W's, peak Florida man behavior. POV, women lives longer. You're glad that wasn't an alpha alligator. Because that alpha alligator would have been like, you're going to eat me, I'm going to eat you. Eric, wow. Socialists are furious after human error in Milwaukee, Wisconsin after midnight caused 5 USB sticks to not have the election results on them. So official went back and fixed the data, uploaded it, and the socialist Francesca Hahn narrowly lost by a few thousand votes to David Crowley. She was highly likely to lose in November if she won the primary. A 2 a.m. ballot drop addressed that. 5 of the sticks did not have the result. It was human errors.
So they try to pull a fast one in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
They screwed up technically.
Yeah.
They went back to the data.
Yeah.
Before what they try to try to do do the shenanigans in the middle of the night.
Mm-hmm.
And uploaded the data that they actually had,
mm-hmm.
and it proved that they lost.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's a shame.
Why would there be UBS? Why would there be 5 UBS sticks?
USB, sir.
Excuse me. Why would it be
5? UBS is a game company.
Yeah, well, what? Sorry. Why would there be 5 USB sticks? Excuse me. Needed
for the 5 families of the planet. The Rockefellers, the Rothschilds, the something, and the other 3.
The Wahlbergs.
Yeah, the Wahlbergs, the Clintons.
Mm-hmm.
Clintons are the Shifties.
Nah.
No.
They're not in that circle. I mean, they're in the circle, but not in that circle. You know what I mean? Oh, by the way, here's CNN. Steve Kormanacki reaction to the Milwaukee race.
I guess the exact thing, yes, is if 5 of the USB sticks were missing results from the election, so then they have to go try to re-grab them.
Pause. Okay, pay attention to this. This guy is whining that they don't have any information regarding the election, right? And also, he's whining that there was an error made. Okay, he's whining about it.
Yeah.
Right, but they didn't whine when it was on the other side.
Yeah.
When it was happening a little while ago.
Yeah.
They didn't whine when they didn't have any information that same night, the next night after that. They weren't whining about it. In fact, they weren't even whining about that. Oh no, they have to redo the data.
Yeah.
No, none of that. They were just talking about it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, technical this, technical that. It happens, all this stuff. You know what I think he's whining about? He's whining that he knows the jig's up.
Yeah. He's whining that come this midterm election, they're not going to win. You can see in his face. You can see in his face.
He looks right now like a guy working a dead end job
Yeah.
at a what? At the stock market.
No.
While all the executives are, smoking large cigars, having parties, this guy's sitting there just crunching data.
Yeah. No. This guy looks like a mid-level manager, knowing that
Low level, sir. Low level.
Low-level manager, knowing that he's going to be losing his job soon because there's no money coming in. Let's see. David Crowley. He's wondering, how do you lose 5 USB sticks, right? Second, this is things to come. I think a lot of errors are going to be happening in the midterm election.
Oh yeah, like a water main breaking, which never happened. Air conditioning breaking, which never happened.
Sewer pipeline.
Yeah, breaking never happened.
Yeah, and they're all the folks behind the scenes are talking about this as well. So we can also look. It's unfortunate.
The folks behind the scenes here, you're saying?
Yes.
Did he notice how he had to correct the guy and clarify?
Yeah. Everyone's talking about it. Oh yeah, the people behind the camera. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. Not the people behind the scenes. Wink, wink. Blind Golf Girl upset about Croy winning seems racist. No, they're upset that the rigging of the election was foiled somehow.
How do I ask this artfully?
How can we ask, how did our cheating apparatus fail in this primary? Look, he's looking for a producer. I need help here. This is unprecedented. I'm supposed to give numbers and pretend my bullshit makes bullshit sense. This doesn't make any sense.
I need my job.
This guy, he's floundering. He's like, you know what this guy reminds me of? It reminds me of that Fox person who was talking during the 2020 election, and he was looking at Arizona, and he looks at the camera when they tell him to call it at 0%, and he said, "You sure?" He got it's like, "You sure call it?" It's like, "Call it."
Yeah, 0%. Nothing's come in, and
it's Biden who won.
Anything about it? Yeah, I'm calling it. Yeah, that was so wrong. I mean, at that point, you could just say, "Dude, you're fired."
Yeah.
Exact thing. Yes.
So this is something to keep an eye out. The Vigilant Fox, Jen Pulaski admits on Miss Now that the Democrat Party leadership used to select the nominees and nobody was allowed to say it aloud until now. Let's hear truthsayer Jen Pulaski.
It is really, and I want to bring Liz Smith into this conversation because Liz and I grew up in Democratic politics. We're still young, of course, but we grew up in Democratic politics together, and I think we both remember well when party leadership really selected the nominees. Now, you would never say it that way exactly, but they would.
Whoa! What? Wait, what?
They really did, because they would put.
Party leadership selected the nominees? I thought
yes.
It was the party is supposed to select on. I don't think. Wait, she just admitted they were king making.
Yes.
But that's not the way it's supposed to be.
No. It's supposed to be elected by to represent the people by the people. So basically they gave the people the illusion that they were getting a choice when they weren't. You know how bad it is when she's inadvertently, wink, wink, inadvertently, wink, wink, telling the truth, wink, wink. George?
Yeah, that's some word salad, man.
Party leadership really selected.
The selected government versus the elected government, George.
Yeah. King, king, king.
Guess what? You know what's happening? They can't select governments as USAID and other NGOs and other monies are drying up. Why? Because Secretary of Treasury Scott Bassett has taken control of 3 key departments. Do you recall what those 3 key departments are?
Money, money, and more money?
Exactly, but they have specific names.
No, I don't know. Money department number 1, money department number 2, money department number 3.
Money department number 1 is the Treasury.
Ooh.
Money department number 2 is the IRS.
Ah.
Remember, he's also wearing the hat of the IRS. Money department number 3, the Federal Reserve.
What?
Remember, Trump rolled the Federal Reserve into the Treasury back in his first term. I don't know how he did it, but he did it. What are you talking about, Will?
They weren't looking.
Yeah, and people are going to be like pushing back on that one. It's like, what are you talking about? If Trump has rolled that up into the Treasury, then why is he having all that fight with the chairman and the Federal Reserve and everything?
Oh, that's show, isn't it?
It's because it's fake. It's theatrics. It's to keep the enemy guessing that they still have some chance. That's what it is. You know? It's the man behind the curtains. Oh, look at the man behind the curtain. I'm the great and powerful Oz.
Trump. Great and powerful Trump.
Yes. So, effectively, Trump could fire all the board members. He doesn't choose to because he needs them to show the public what's been happening in the last 50 to 100 years. If he cleaned up everything and made it nice and pretty, would we learn anything? No. So we have to do the hard and deep programming and hard way of learning this by getting struck with these stupid shows. George?
Yeah.
The nominees. Now, you would never say it that way exactly, but they would.
But you can now.
Now we can. We're free.
Now we can because, there's no Democratic Party. The Democratic Party died years ago under the first term, but, we do the facade. Hey, George, remember all the gates, all the fencing they put around Congress?
Oh, yeah.
That's when the party died officially. These people
you need an ID, to get past the border.
Mm-hmm. So, but what are you talking about? We see all of these people over. Look, it's simple. Hey, person, we found you guilty of crimes against the nation and humanity. We can send you to Gitmo or whatever prison, maximum security prison, or whatever sentencing, or you can have a little bit of freedom, continue playing your role under our terms, and to help the people to wake up, and you get to pretend that you're free when you're not. You're on parole. This is community service to commute some of your sentence. You want to know? Let me pull up a. Let me see if I can find it. Here it is. Let me pull this. This is back when he was talking during the elections. Listen to this.
You sign the right to go after anybody that he thinks, in his wisdom, is a threat, right? You sign the oath says you promise to preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution against all enemies, foreign and domestic, And he said, I think I'll start with domestic. Bring me the Army. Now, I used to like President Clinton. I once said only he and Ronald Reagan were the great presidents since World War II. But I've had a change of heart, and I think he needs to go away for a long time. And I'm not going to execute him, although I could, under the Supreme Court's ruling. But I think I'll just send him to the Colorado Supermax for the rest of his life. So I've already got a petition ready. I want him to transfer me to Guantanamo. Because when you're 78, you're a lot more worried about it being too cold than being too hot.
All right, George, explain that to me.
Okay, he's gibbering, and he's slipping into, senilism, and he's telling the truth. For a second time in his presidency.
Yes. You know. Second one is he didn't have sexual relationship with Monica Lewinsky. You know why?
Because that is true.
Yeah, but you know also why? Because she's alive. So, George, in your honest opinion, you listened to this. What struck out to you? This is a real thing. This was him stomping for Kamala, back during 2024.
You know, while you're getting the next story, the thing that strikes me is that he and Hillary are no longer, a couple kind of in public.
Hillary wasn't a president. Bill was. The last time we saw Hillary was when she was being shoved into a van. Remember? That's her double that we've been seeing, Deborah. I mean, she has her own husband, so of course she doesn't want to be around Bill all the time. Is it Deborah or Mary Karen? How is it? Who played Hillary Clinton body double? Yeah.
And by the way, if you look at his appearance, he's looks younger now than he did before.
Yeah. Huh. We don't even know. That might not even be the actual Bill.
This could be Bill 2.0.
Yeah, Bill, an impersonator Bill, body double Bill. Every president has a body double. Every world leader. We know that. That's not a conspiracy theory.
And some of them have like 6 or 17.
Exactly. Catherine Hedrich, declassified records reveal alleged tampering with confidential source info to bunt Ukraine corruption claims benefits Biden. Declassified Delta project by DNI Tulsi Gabbard team found that the FBI Foreign Influence Task Force unofficially formed a group of analysts who gather any and all derogatory information about Joe Biden, Hunter Biden, Burisma, as well as so-called Ukraine narrative. Analysts red flag negative reporting, had administrative access to file, and deemed Russia disinformation. Round River team operated leading up to and through the 2020 U.S. presidential election. Some long-standing confidential sources eventually terminated after reporting negative intel about Ukraine Biden's. Round River did not corroborate any of the actual allegation of the Ukraine narratives. These people wasted taxpayer money on something they knew was false. I guess that's
come
why.
on, man. That's like a 99% of all the taxpayer money.
Yeah. Terrence K. William, Shake Shack employee, robs his own store at gunpoint, then returns to work 2 days later. Keondred Simon, 33, calls out sick, came back masked with a semi-automatic handgun, locked a co-worker in the cooler, forced the manager to open a safe for $2,800, destroyed the phones. Co-worker recognized his voice and built. He showed up for his next shift and was arrested in the parking lot. This guy thought he could rob his own store.
Well, you know, he needed a little petty cash, you know, and and what's the petty cash for? It's to buy a mansion and a yacht.
Mm-hmm.
Because his hero is Elmer J. Fudd, millionaire.
Mm-hmm. Man. Oh, man. Sometimes I wonder what people, it's like somebody gets activated, somebody switch on the stupid. It's like, I'm going to be a criminal today,
Yeah, it like the Austin Powers effect, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to be a criminal today, but you're already a billionaire. But I'm not a billionaire criminal. Yeah, you are.
No, no.
But you're a legit billionaire.
Mm-hmm.
Why would you want to be a criminal? All right, what's this?
Colin Rugg, Fever coach Stephanie White says she didn't see the foul on Sophie Cunningham in real time, despite a photo showing her staring right at the play. The Common Kings, right before she told critics to go to hell 5 seconds after saying love, kindness, grace, and humility will win. Ritual signaling's off the chart. So even the coach is not defending. See right here? Right here?
Yeah, she saw it. It was in plain daylight. I don't know what's this chick's problem. She lets her players get pummeled on the court.
Yeah.
Says, yeah, it's just a little roughing. That's all. No, it's those are illegal moves. Penalties.
Yeah, you call foul. You call free shots. Star Wars hologram. A Star Wars fan traveling to Rebel Scum Con receives a message from the TSA inside his realistic DL-44 blaster prop case. So he writes, right here, it says, this is a cosplay prop. It is not functional, but it is expensive. Please be careful. Thanks. Notice of baggage inspections. That was pretty cool. So they did look at it and say that was pretty cool. That's nice.
Is that Han Solo's legit gun?
Yeah.
Okay, that's pretty cool.
Exactly. That's one of the originals. May have a Luther and a camera and a scope. Colonel Tyler Watkins, when society has judicial official releasing foreign assassins to the population to murder citizens, you are in a civil war. It doesn't need your acknowledgement. This happens in every country the CIA overthrew. They overtook the judiciary because it was necessary to pretend it was still a democracy, so the American people's tax dollar could fund dictatorship via USAID. All right, Colonel, what are you saying? Make her famous from MJ True Ultra. Contra Costa County Superior Court Judge Nichelle N. Holmes ordered the release of illegal Marcos Iriarte Valdez on August 5th, 2026, one day before he stabbed an American father and husband. These judges needs to start being held accountable. Illegal alien stabbed California father to death right in front of his own home days before the released by judge. Yeah, she's a criminal judge.
She went from the hood to the gavel and the hood.
Yeah. Current Tom Walker, it's going to be an MK Ultra, isn't it? All right. Yeah, okay. Ken Sylvia, the FBI released more Thomas Crook's records in response to the judicial-wide FOIA lawsuit, revealing new details about Thomas' May 2024 hospitalization. The neighbor told agents Crooks left in an ambulance one night and it seemed to have gone for an entire 2 weeks. The guy was programmed, George. His mind was messed up.
Fudge. Oh my gosh, I don't believe it. I can't believe it's not butter.
Yes, and it isn't butter. It's seed oils and other chemical forever things. Observing consciousness. This is why Trump moves fast on AI. Elon is telling exactly where this is going. Within 5 years, nearly all of SpaceX value could come from AI. Trump's executive order secured the entire stack before the explosion. American energy powering American data center, American chips running American models, Starlink moving the data, Starship carrying the infrastructure to orbit. The country that owns the stacks owns the next age. Trump made sure it would be America.
Long term, we're not that far into the future, probably in 4 or 5 years, AI will be 99% of the value of SpaceX. I'd say 5 years for sure. AI will be 99% of the value of SpaceX. And the value of SpaceX will be some astronomical number. So,
there you go. But then he's gonna talk blah blah blah. Here's the commercial. In the future, you will travel. There will be a moon colony. The far side of the moon.
it's like Robert Heinlein's Moon is a Harsh Mistress, but mass drivers building AI compute on the moon and sending it into deep space. I'd really like to see that thing in operation.
There you go. So not only are we going to have space, moon stuff, but mass drivers, George. Mass drivers.
The reason why he's saying that, and no one's paying attention.
Yeah.
Right? And there's a physics problem. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry about that. It's sound technical issues. Listen, what he's not saying is this.
Yeah.
SpaceX is built on real world physics, okay? And those real world physics is, we have to build a starship. We have to get that starship to a moon or a planet, right? Well, the problem is there's a finite technological cap to that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the fuel will only take you so far.
Mm-hmm.
The actual metallurgy, you know, the metals, the actual construction of the starship will only survive the travel at so much before wear and tear. and also it's hampered by distance and time. Time is very important, by the way. Distance and time. Distance dictates how many times you have to refuel and all that stuff. What kind of fuel you're going to use. What kind of systems are going to be put in place. That's distance dictates that. But time, whoo, here's the thing. If you can do it faster, it can be cheaper, right? If you put out one comic book a year, right? That it's not going to be, you're not going to be, and you sell to 100 people, okay, you just made 100 sales in 1 year. But if you put out that comic book once every month, that 100 sales is 1,200 sales, right? So it becomes cheaper. You sell it at a cheaper price. Well, here's the kicker. All that together is still limited by the real world physics of what's going on, right? So Elon, AI, is actually designed to figure out how can we improve technology to get us from Earth to the moon or Earth to Mars in a fraction of the time that we currently experience. While everyone's looking at the physical problem, he's looking at the metaphysical problem, the problem that doesn't exist yet. The solution that doesn't exist yet. He's building AI for SpaceX to solve problems that don't exist yet. And what's that problem right now that doesn't exist yet? Is how do you get from Earth to the moon, or Earth to Mars, at a fraction of the time? Why doesn't it exist yet? Is because the physical makeup of the starship is only as good as the materials that you have on Earth. And the propellant, or whether it's fuel or sun, whatever, is only good as the technology that's built to create the propellant in whatever manner. That's current technology. The AI is trying to figure out the problem for future technology that doesn't exist yet. That's why he's saying SpaceX is going to be big on AI. Yeah, because AI is going to be bringing in technologies that don't exist today, but they will exist tomorrow. Otherwise, you're just going to be stuck doing, was it a 3-year trip? A 3-year trip to Mars? Was it a 1-week trip to the moon? That's too long.
Gotta be hours.
What's that?
Gotta be hours.
Well, we went from, how long did it take us? It takes like 3 hours from one end of the United States to the other. A conventional plane.
About 3 or 4 hours.
Yeah, 3 or 4 hours. But if you use the Concorde, it would have been 1 hour.
Yeah.
But if you use SpaceX to go from one end of the planet to the other, it's a half an hour.
Yeah.
Well, how can you make that half hour more like, a couple of minutes? Dun, 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 dun.
Do, 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 do. Royce White. Don't tell me how to be a black woman. Taking hormones are optional. The idea is that a trans woman has to subject herself to big pharma. It's just another way for a cis-normative people to turn us into a commodity. I'm all natural black trans lesbian with a pink tile aesthetics. Royce White for U.S. Senate 2026. Women National Basketball Association, let her play.
Wait. Is this retribution? Is this karma? What is this?
Oh my god! Basically, they figured out how to trap the ideology. It's two impossible choices. You say no, you're not a trans woman, and then you show the fault that so you're saying I'm not a trans woman because I'm not taking the hormones and changing and all this stuff. even though you said that you could be whatever you want to be, right?
Yeah, my body, my choice kind of thing, all that stuff.
Or two, they let them do it, and then they are subject to showing how utterly wrong they are because they are conceding it. It's two impossible choices, George.
Kobayashi Maru. We're watching
Exactly.
in real time.
Exactly. Except it's for the Democratic left, the suicidal empathy. You're basically getting two choices. It's like they're saying, I'm a trans woman, and they have to either accept it or agree with us. Even though they know that they're doing it you're doing it for the wrong reason. But your ideology says it doesn't matter what the reason is. It matters that they're announcing it and promoting it.
Honestly, I can't. As
Look, right here.
It was never on my bingo card list for this year, but a real life Kobayashi Maru. I mean, wow.
Okay, so and you want to see it in play? Ava, do it then. No, actually do it. Commit to the bit. Take the hormones. And that's the answer. Fine, I'll concede. I won't tell you how to be a black woman. Can I tell you how to be a better protector of women's spaces, or domestic abusers are off limit too? So they moved the goalpost.
Well, they have to move the goalpost.
No. I'm just saying.
I'm just saying. To win an argument.
Yeah, and then Royce will just have to just come back and say, why would I be a better protector of women's spaces? It's my space too. Or are you saying that trans women are domestic abusers? See? It doesn't, it scales to whatever argument it happens.
This is a Captain Kirk moment.
Exactly. It's such a beautiful and elegant way. I'm surprised nobody had the balls to do it earlier.
Well, they didn't have the balls.
That's the point. What was it? Oh, yeah. There you go. Rapid Response 47 says FBI trounced 6,000 arrests, 44 homicide drops 1 year into Trump's D.C. crime crackdown. So the more that the illegal aliens, the more that the criminal elements are actually being arrested and removed. Guess what? You know what they're not saying? Who's sentencing them? We know, George. Do you remember who would be sentencing them?
Yeah, the military tribunal.
Yes, the JAGs, because Trump has already authorized JAGs to be on the street to do swift sentencings. That's why there's 6,000 arrests. They're not talking about.
Whoa, hold a sec. I just realized that's basically Judge Dredd come to life.
Exactly.
Okay, that's freaking awesome.
Exactly. I've been saying that for years now. No, Jack is on place and been authorized to help expedite deportation and sentencings. And they've just been using, the judicial activists are just been trying to stop and do all this, but it keeps being overturned. Why? Because everything's being done legal and proper. The mainstream media is not reporting on the JAG on the streets already doing the sentencing. And say they're there, they sentence, they say, okay, you're here, here's the evidence, you are now guilty of being illegally in the country, you're a criminal, here's the thing, you're deported. And you go to CCOT, you return to that, you go back to your country, you go back to a maximum security prison, you go X, Y, and Z. That's how these 44% homicide drops is happening. They're systematically breaking every networking in every city, major cities. But they have to play the facade because people be like freaking out that, oh my God, we have Judge Dredd. We have a military dictatorship happening and all this happening right now when it's supposed to be doing that and fixing everything because our civilian agency and institution has been captured. That's what people need to understand. Our civilian agencies has been captured. We're in a Cold War, Civil War. And by that means that the citizens haven't realized that we're in a civil war right now.
You know, the greatest trick the devil ever made is proving that he doesn't exist.
Right. Trump, and I'll say it again, and I'll keep repeating it myself to the blue of the face. He is a magician. He's a magician. He's saying, "Oh, I need to go to war. War is bad. But little Yahoo, come over here. We're friends again. Zelensky, we're friends again. Tucker Carlson, oh no, he's so bad and puke and smelly. I don't like him. You know, he's talking. He's giving the same point, but he's helping Hunter Biden. Ew, gross. Margie Taylor Greene, how can you be such a loser? You were such a green, but now you're so brown. Joe can't same thing. Oh my gosh. Look over here. Oh, don't look at all the deals that I'm making over here. Don't look at the pipelines that we're laying down. Don't look at Saudi Arabia in the Middle East fixing himself as we systematically take down all the stay behind private military organization. Also, don't mind that we're killing Rothschild's family every day and they're on the newspaper dying of mysterious causes. Yeah, don't look at those papers, you know? Don't look at that. Just look at everything else that Trump is doing wrong. Be engaged in the story. Be engaged in the movie. George?
The Strait of Hormuz is going to be just a body of water pretty soon.
Exactly. Look, this is Jim Carrey back in 1983. Hey, doesn't that face look familiar to you, George?
It looks like somebody.
Come on, Jack. You know? Come on, Jack. I shit myself.
Okay, so what does? Oh, you're not gonna bring up Biden, are you?
Look.
You're heading towards Biden, aren't you?
Why would I be going Biden? You know. Look. Ooh. Come on, Jack. Come on, Jack. My ball's hanging down my neck. I'm Clint Eastwood. You know, this technique saved the producers of The Mask so much money because he could actually contort his face.
Yeah, that's why That's why they wrote a check for him for $20 million because they didn't have to spend another $100 million to do all those visual effects.
Yeah. Come on, Jack. You know, wishing my shorts and I shit myself. Just saying. Just saying. It's fine if you don't believe me. You know. It's okay. I can take it. Storm has arrived. John Sullivan was asked today by Dean Cain, or if he believes we'll ever see the perp walks. I think so. There's a very active grand jury in Fort Pierce, Florida. You don't call a grand jury and start holding witness before it unless you have a crime or 2 or 3 or 4 that you're investigating. The activity down in Fort Pierce has been very fast-paced. It really accelerated under Joe DeGenova, and it looks like an operation that probably will be in a position to make some indictment decision before Labor Day or just after Labor Day. I think you'll may see a couple people charge or multiple people charge over the next 6 months to a year. Definitely, it's definitely coming, but when? I don't know.
Okay, okay. You see this? You see this? What is it? Who is this? Fox News? What is this?
Real American Voice.
All right.
And you got Superman interviewing.
Okay. So you know what this is?
Go ahead.
The corporate speak. This is just a filler. These people here are talking about what ifs. This has absolutely zero value to news.
Mm-hmm. But they're not news.
We can go on this show here.
Yeah.
You and I can go on this show here and say, well, you know, if they bring in the entire cast of Star Wars, and then they bring in the prosecution, so that way they can complement the cast of Star Wars. If all that happens, then we may see one of them go to court for gross stupidity. What we just said is as valid as whatever these idiots are talking about. Because it's just a what if.
What if?
All right, you're not talking about actual events that have taken place. Oh, what if they actually do prosecute? What if they do arrest? What if they do the mugshots? What if this? What if that's like? Whoopie freaking do.
Okay. Well, when it happens, we'll be there rooting or, reporting or, making fun of it. Took you long enough, but we'll be there. Right?
Yep.
America First JD breaking with former NBA athlete entering the WNBA draft conversation. Former NBA player, martial artist, and kickboxer James Johnson say she intends to apply to the women's UFC. This decision follows her coming out publicly to identify as a trans woman just a few days ago. I think Dana White will probably say you have to be actual biological female, because I don't see that happen. But I think it's the interested connection. How many people are deal with it, George?
I'm sorry. I'm just nothing.
Nothing. Hey, George, remember when you were talking about giants?
Yeah, the giants of Wall Street, the giants of Manhattan.
Yeah.
Which movie are you talking about?
The giants. The remains of an extinct human discovered on the seafloor off Taiwan has reunited theories about giants described in the Bible.
The Nephilim and all that stuff. Yeah, but funny story. I came across a bit of trivia regarding the Bible.
Yeah.
And that's Adam and Eve. Were actually giants.
Oh, really?
Yeah. In fact, as far as I understand it, from today's metrics, like say a standard apple tree, they would actually be towering over it. And and progressively in the Bible, they actually as the Bible moved forward in story events, a man grew smaller. Yeah, that little bit of information is available. You have to look for it.
Oh, really?
Well, let's think about that for a moment. And what about the giants of Kandahar? Real, actual giants of Kandahar that were encountered by the U.S. military. How about that? On Joe Rogan of all places.
Yeah, we talked about that as well.
Yeah. What about the giant skulls in the Smithsonian? Oh yeah, sorry, you were saying something.
No, I was agreeing with you.
Things make go.
You know, that spontaneous mutation that happens for no reason, you know? Just like this white kid. This child was born to a dark skinned family, yet who possessed strikingly white skin and golden blonde hair.
And
The
this is the white savior of the village.
Yeah, to regard him as a potential god to send to Earth. Hello, my little.
The kid's already glowing.
Yeah. Getting the halo effect. And then just a blast from the past, George.
You don't know how much of my life I've lost to this machine in a happy way. 6 months on Zelda Ocarina of Time. 1 year on James Bond's GoldenEye.
Yeah.
Just playing that game.
Killer.
And let's not forget Turok.
Turok was amazing.
Oh, the music, the atmosphere, the whole package.
Thing.
Absolutely just stunning.
You know, it's bad when they can't even make a good Turok game anymore.
You know, after Turok 2, which was kind of okay, but not as good as the first one.
No, the first one was perfection.
Yeah, it was. When you head into the canopy, or called level, wow. I mean, just absolutely wow. The rain, the music, the atmosphere, absolutely just amazing. You know what? Bless you. There must be was it a walkthrough?
Yeah.
On YouTube. I think I'm going to be watching the walkthrough
of Turok.
That's right.
Yeah, they're probably, if you just put Turok movie, they'll probably have one already edited for you to just watch this movie.
Absolutely amazing.
Right response 47, AG Ton Blanche announces charges against 11 individuals for overseeing an extensive decade-long marriage fraud scheme involving more than 1,000 scam marriage between Chinese national and U.S. citizens, then the submission of fraudulent application for green cards.
What? Why is it always green cards? What can it be like mauve or, fuchsia?
You know, because it's fuchsia. You know, sometimes you fuse this way and you fuse it that way, and then you just say, why the fusion is happening? All right. Oh, by the way, press secretary Carolyn Levy has decided to step down to focus on being a good mother to her.
It was about time,
Yeah. You know what? Everybody's asking for Caitlyn to come back. We need Caitlyn to come back.
Wait, are you talking about the hot chick with the binder?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody's begging. It's like, Caitlyn, come back.
Absolute savage.
You need to come back. We need the binder power.
Yes, I bind you. I bind your fake news.
Yeah, bind it. I mean, it's amazing. Right. Kentucky Governor Andy Beshear issued an ultimatum to Senator Mitch McConnell demanding that the 84-year-old senator either provide direct verbal proof of his capacity to continue serving or resign from office. Beshear also sent a letter to Senate Majority Leader John Thune urging leadership to investigate McConnell's condition. Well, it's a little bit late there, buddy, because if you did it earlier, then then you could have that special election. I guess you're not getting that special election. George?
Yep.
All right, Nick Sortor. The Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals has unanimously ruled against Planned Parenthood, which could result in the organization being forced to pay out up to $1.8 billion. That'll effectively bankrupt Planned Parenthood. Plaintiff alleged Planned Parenthood kept taking Medicaid money and did not give it back after Texas and Louisiana decided they should no longer be allowed to participate in the program. If the court finds Planned Parenthood actually illegally billed Medicaid, the penalty could be absolutely massive, with some estimate reaching as high as $1.8 billion. Take every red cent.
Yeah, that's a lot of sense.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of which, Eric, wow, House Doge Chair Representative Tim Burchett reveals that he found $1 trillion in federal duplication spending and is calling on Congress to codify the cuts. I chaired the Doge Committee. We should codify the President Executive Order. My gosh, those are some really popular things. I put several in the bill form to get them passed. I found $1 trillion in duplication. I just think we need to do what we said we're going to do. President Trump won overwhelmingly because of this message. And we need you back at the seat where you belong. George?
Yes. It's like, this is not even self-roasting. This is like a public service announcement.
Yeah. And you kind of wonder. You wonder some more, and then you say, cut the expense out. Why is it so hard to cut the spending? Oh man. Sometimes you wonder, and you wonder some more, and then you wonder some more, and then you're like, this doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense because it's common sense. And you're wondering why are they not using common sense? And then you realize, oh, because they're not representing our interests. They're representing whoever gave them the $10,000. Because remember, a senator only costs $10,000 to buy. Elon Musk could technically buy the whole of Congress and say, okay, we own you now. Kind of deal. But, didn't happen.
Yep.
Let's see. Moving on. Oh, to the surprise of nobody, George. I'm not surprised. But this is from Variety. The Matrix co-director Lily Wagoski. Was it Wagoski? Says nobody in Hollywood wants to finance her new $10 million thriller, The Hunted, because of its trans representation. People like it, but they don't really want to make it because it got a wall-to-wall trans cast. I have to get creative and figure out different ways so that I can get this in front of people. Lily said on KCRW, the business podcast, this is a script that is extremely important to me to write. It was a response to what's happening in the world for trans people, and it gave me hugely cardiac receptacle to dump all my anger and rage and frustration to. Oh, so you want to finance your therapy onto the public? No, thank you.
Even easier. All you have to do is just create a PowerPoint and put it on your website.
Yeah, makes sense.
That's it. You're done.
Done. Go away. Bye-bye. It's kind of funny, if you think about it, right? But cares? She's she's angry that the people has used the Matrix to wake up people about the bullshit.
Yeah, when they could have used, Dark City, they could have used Brainstorm. They could have used the Forbane Project. They could have used so many other movies.
No, it's not so many other movies. It's the choice. The choice to take the red pill or the blue pill. Yeah, they were like, oh yeah, remember the red pill is for trans, the trans pill, whatever, right? Well, this is a this is a this when you release art, whatever your intentions of the art is on the behind of the beholder. That art translates. That's why it becomes so memorable. And if your art happens to resonate in a certain way with people saying the red pill as truth, because that's the lexicon of what your thesis happened, you don't like it, I'm sorry to say, it was your art until you start sharing it to the world, and it becomes everybody's art the way they interpret it. Oh, just the way Axel Kaiser, the left today, that's not today, but a couple of days ago, in Massachusetts, allows to abort a baby exactly identical to this one. No minimal decent person can identify with this group as psychopaths. Yeah, remember it's just a reminder that 10 other states, not just Massachusetts, allow abortion of babies up to 34 to 36 weeks.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Eric, HUD Secretary Scott Turner just showed up to fraud-ridden Los Angeles to announce that Trump admin is cutting off the funding to the homeless industrial NGO complex. The LAHSA, the city's previous homeless organization, has lost a federal dollar. They will not receive another cent of American taxpayer money until they can account for every single dollar. The LAHSA has received $1 billion in taxpayer dollar over the last 5 years with no accountability and zero results. Despite receiving more federal homelessness fund than any other jurisdiction in our nation, LA remains the epicenter of the nation's drug-fueled homelessness crisis. During the same decade, the homelessness in LA doubled. The HUD funding in LA nearly tripled. We have cut the LAHSA funding off from receiving another dollar. What's going to happen is all those illegal aliens are going to start being homeless or start going back over to Mexico.
Or the H1 will become the H2. And they're just going to reclassify everything and then continue.
Yeah, become H3.
Yep.
Speaking of which, Eric, breaking days after being inaugurated, Colombia's new right-wing president, Eduardo de la Espriella, has just authorized joint U.S. military operation to target the cartel. Colombia has also joined President Trump's American counter-cartel coalition. I'm proud to announce Colombia will join the A3C, becoming the 19th member, and through the inaugurated president, as our president likes to say, President El Tigre, Colombia has already requested that the Department of War join Colombia in its fight against narco-terrorism, authorizing joint military operations to destroy terrorism and terror networks. So we're going to start seeing clean up. Hey, George, isn't it amazing when this happened? Earthquake struck Colombia, was it 7.3 earlier this week?
Somebody's been using, what do you call that system in Alaska? HARP. Yeah, they're a little harpsy turvy.
Yeah, they were a little
harpsicles.
Hopsicles. They're a little harping on to the
Yes,
effort.
they were harping all over the world.
Exactly. New York Post, owner of a suspiciously vacant adult daycare, billed Medicaid $32 million while donating to Kathy Hochul's and other Democrats. What? A daycare that makes no money was billing Medicaid $32 million with nobody actually going to it. What? Eric, President Trump announces that soon daylight saving time can be permanent. Changing the clock would stop as soon as the GOP senators pass the Sunshine Protection Act. I don't agree with it. It should be the other way around. In other words, leave it as it is now and never change again. This is an issue that Republican, Democrats, and Independent can unite behind. I don't like that. I'm asking Republican senators to pass the Sunshine Protection Act ASAP. For many years, the vast majority of Americans have asked to make the daylight savings time permanent, but no administration has been able to get it done properly until now. I'm now proud to announce that the House of Representatives passed a bill and now gone to the Senate for final approval. People are sick and tired of having to change their clocks twice a year. It's foolish and inconvenient, in some cases very costly for cities and states with watchtowers and hard to reach places that cost millions of dollars. A recent case was made that it was bad for your health and anxiety it creates, leading to medical crime. Economic study has shown that seizing the biannual time change gives us an extra hour of natural sunlight in the evening. Will help decrease robbery and murder rates, reduce car accidents involving pedestrians, lower risk for cardiac issues, stroke, and seasonal depression, make it safer for children to walk home from school, increase time with your family, and strong support extracurricular activities, and be a big boost to sports, fitness, tourism, retail, restaurant industry, and more. Save money on energy bills because everyone will be enjoying an extra hour's daylight. Excuse me, but for most schools, it starts at 7 or 8, meaning at that time, 7 or 8, it'll be dark as hell to happen. And some kids would have to wake up at 6 to get the school bus for the school. FYI, you didn't really think about that, did you? George?
It doesn't matter whether it's back or forward. You're still spending the same time. And if you're working at home, it doesn't matter. You're just going to sleep in either more or less. You know what? If you have your own watch and you don't skip it forward, skip it back, you'll be just fine. And when you say, well, I need to have a meeting at 7:30, everybody's looking at their watch. Okay, 7:30, but your watch is like 16 hours, ahead of everybody.
Yep. Grimes, this is what I voted for. The SPC ran social media censorship with an iron fist of advisor blacklisting. They were the reason you were censored and banned for years. Turns out they were the baddie after all. Gunter Eagleman, the SPLC House of Cards collapsing. Meet Heidi Bilrich. She is the longtime intelligence project director and key figure of the Southern Poverty Law Center, was arrested this morning. She is accused of helping run secret money pipelines that funneled donor cash into informants inside white supremacy groups through fake companies and hidden accounts. The same organization that spent years smearing conservatives as hate group is now watching its own people get handcuffed. This is, in the end, it's the beginning. I look forward to posting the mugshot soon. So they're starting to arrest people from the Southern Poverty Law Center.
What it sounds like is they started having the kahunas to actually do their job.
Yeah. Gee,
they're
I wonder
no longer hampered by, activist judges because reasons.
Mm-hmm. Raisins. All right. And with that, we are done for tonight. Let's see. Thank you to Blonde Goth Bro. Thank you to Lorcas and Bot. Thank you to chat. George, what's your final thoughts?
Yep.
We'll see you tomorrow for more Until then, bye, and thank you for joining us. And be sure to get a copy of The Immortal Mass. Until then, see ya.
I believe that together we can make America great again. I believe that together we can make America great again.